Right now at 6, Wisconsin State Superintendent visits La Crosse in a push for school funding.
And today is National 211 Day, recognizing a free service that connects people to essential resources.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. We begin with weather because we have an alert day in store for some significant snow totals depending on where you're living, Greg.
Yeah, there'll be decent snow totals, but you got to go pretty far south with this one. If you're further north of I-90, not expecting a lot in the way of accumulation, just some light amounts that we kind of saw last Saturday, probably similar. But this will be further south. Light snow, it will impact potentially the morning and evening, especially evening commute for some areas. And when it begins, well, if you're south of I-90, probably during the morning commute, but just light. Further north you go, probably after the morning commute. And if you go further north of I-94, it's likely noon or later, or some areas even further in Rusk County may not see much in the way of any snow tomorrow, just cloud cover too. There's your totals right now. You see, you got to get well down to the Wisconsin River to see some 4 to 6. And this is over a long stretch, probably 12 to 15 hour stretch. So we're not expecting to see heavy amounts of snow any hour, just continue to see light snow throughout the day. The temperatures tonight, though, won't be as cold. That's good news with the cloud cover. It was minus 24 in Ladysmith, only 7 below tonight, so that's an improvement there. But overall, it's more single digits of cloud cover, and there's a little bit of snow you start seeing show up towards the morning. Now, later on, we'll break down the event there, but we also got a cold Thursday, a break, and then we got Valentine's snow coming, and then we got cold temperatures for the weekend, and that'll continue next week. So we'll break all that down. Really, it's typical February-like weather right now.
Sure is.
All right. Thanks, Greg.
And a reminder, you can track weather on your block by downloading the First Warn Weather app. You can find it at the App Store or on Google Play. A Holman man is heading to trial on weapons and reckless endangerment charges. Jeremy Bobo waived his preliminary hearing today, and the judge entered a not guilty plea on his behalf. Police say Bobo fired a gun inside an apartment last month. The bullet went through the floor and into an empty unit. He was arrested at Holman High School, where police say he was driving a stolen car. 2
men are in custody accused of possessing child pornography. Holman police say last week they searched 2 homes in connection with separate child porn cases. They arrested 49-year-old Jason Lowry and 26-year-old Alexander Kinsler. Both cases remain under investigation.
12 years. That's the sentence for a convicted La Crosse drug dealer. 39-year-old Deontay House will spend 8 years in prison and 4 years of extended supervision. He must also complete 100 hours of community service and stay sober. The court found him guilty last month on 6 drug trafficking charges dating back to 2018.
The family of a missing pregnant Beaver Dam teenager is speaking out today. 16-year-old Sophia Franklin and her accused abductor, 40-year-old Gary Day, vanished on February 2nd. On Facebook, her parents wrote, quote, "There is so much on the horizon for you, Sophie. Hard things, yes, but good things too. And your family is here for all of it." They also released a new photo of Sophie. Police believe the missing pair are on their way to Arkansas.
A Capitol police officer who defended Congress on January 6th spoke out in La Crosse this morning. Harry Dunn joined State Senator Brad Pfaff to condemn the recent pardons of January 6th defendants. Their message took aim at Supreme Court candidate Brad Schimmel, who supported the pardons. Dunn says leaders must commit to protecting democracy.
It breaks my heart that he's back in the office because I expected more out of America, not out of him. I expected more out of America, that they would reject him in November, but they didn't. And it kind of makes what we officers went through make it seem like it didn't matter to the American people.
This was Dunn's second time in La Crosse.
As part of his plan to cut alleged government waste, President Trump is now literally pinching pennies. He has told the Treasury to stop producing the penny.
So what's the impact to you? News 8 Now's Grace Monk is in the newsroom with the answer.
It's unclear if Trump has the power to retire the coin. The move would likely require approval of Congress. According to the U.S. Mint, the cost of producing a penny in 2024 was 3.69 cents. The Mint spends $129 million a year creating pennies. That's about 4% of their operating budget, but less than 1% of the U.S. federal budget. Stopping production would require businesses to round up prices to the nearest fifth. A local restaurant owner says this won't be a problem for him.
I'm the one that has to count the tills at the end of the day, and I hate counting 2 handfuls of pennies and nickels and dimes. So I figure all my taxes into my menu prices and they all come out on the quarter. So at the end of the day, I have only quarters to deal with.
The U.S. has over 200 billion pennies in circulation. Experts say it will take years to phase them out. There's no word on when production will be stopped if it is stopped. Ken and Emily.
All right, Grace Monk in the newsroom. Thank you.
Well, our mayoral candidate conversations continue today with City Council President Chris Calo. Habitat for Humanity says La Crosse needs over 200 new homes yearly through 2030 to meet demand, a crisis Calo says she's ready to tackle.
Well, the council has been doing a really great job, and the past administration and the council. We have passed accessory dwelling unit ordinance that's allowed. We're removing barriers to new housing, and we have over 2,000 new housing units that will come online in the next 5 years, already in the works. So we see an end to this, but what we need really is we see that supply increasing, and that will, I think, keep housing prices a little more affordable. We need to be sure that when we're adding new housing, that mix in neighborhoods is really being sensitive to the design and character so that we still keep the character of our older neighborhoods with the new housing.
Next up, our conversation with Shondell Washington Spivey. You can watch that tomorrow on our morning show at 6:45. And for all our candidate interviews, go to news8000.com.
Well, an early in-person absentee voting change in Viroqua. City Hall will close at 2 p.m. Friday. It'll be for some IT work. So voting inside City Hall will be from just 8 a.m. to noon.
State Superintendent Jill Underly was in La Crosse today. It was part of Career and Technical Education Month. Underly visited Western Technical College and Central High School. Underly is proposing a $60 million investment in CTE to expand student programs.
Important for us to fund in our schools for a variety of reasons. I mean, when you think about a well-rounded learner, keeping kids engaged, the hands-on opportunities, yeah, there's certainly aspects of it that are going to help the workforce in the long run, but really the purpose of school is that we want kids to discover their passions.
Wisconsin is one of just 6 states without dedicated funding for CTE in public schools.
Today is National 211 Day. It is a free service connecting people with local help 24/7. The hotline links callers to mental health support, housing help, and food pantries.
So 211 is really that resource that you can call, you get a live person, a real human being to talk to, whether that's 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon, and you can ask your questions and we can help you get started on the right path so you're not running into lots of wrong doors or places that maybe aren't going to be helpful. We can help direct you down that path that's going to help you get the information and resources that you need.
Officials say the service has helped over 20 million people nationwide. So if you need assistance, just dial 211.
Well, La Crosse Festival Foods is one lucky store. The location on State Road sold a winning Powerball ticket worth $1 million. Officials say the ticket matched 5 of 5 numbers but didn't have the Powerball number. That jackpot was worth $141 million. In the past, this store has sold a $31,000 winning ticket and a $200,000 one.
Still ahead tonight, President Trump issues a new ultimatum to Hamas over the release of Israeli hostages.
Plus, tensions rise as Hamas accuses Israel of violating ceasefire terms.
Around here, neighbors come together to make each other better. We're taking the same approach with healthcare. Gunderson Health System and Bellin Health have come together to form Amplify Health, giving you more of what's important in healthcare. More caring, more listening, more to feel good about on your way to feeling better. Overall, just a little more heart. Amplify Health by Gunderson. A little empathy changes everything.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made a most noble sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat or power again. 833-WIS-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
This street's like any other in Wisconsin, but the new neighbor is a pedophile who repeatedly raped a little girl, released after just 2 years in prison. Thanks to Judge Susan Crawford's sweetheart sentence, a fraction of the 60 years he faced. Now, the pedophile lives blocks from a school. And with Susan Crawford on the bench, your street could be next.
President Donald Trump is meeting with allies from the Middle East as he looks for new homes for Palestinians driven out of their homes in Gaza.
Erica Brown is in Washington, D.C. with more details.
President Trump is re-upping his ultimatum for Hamas to release all remaining Israeli hostages or all bets are off.
I have a Saturday deadline, and I don't think they're going to make the deadline personally. I think they want to play tough guy, but we'll see how tough they are.
Hamas has put more pressure on a fragile ceasefire, saying it will delay the next hostage release, accusing Israel of violating terms of the deal. The group says Israel is preventing Palestinian refugees from returning to northern Gaza and is continuing to block humanitarian aid. On Tuesday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said fighting will resume if Hamas does not return hostages by Saturday afternoon. President Trump met with Jordan's King Abdullah II in the Oval Office today, continuing to press his plan to move Palestinians out of Gaza so the U.S. can take it over.
We're not going to buy anything. We're going to have it, and we're going to keep it, and we're going to make sure that there's going to be peace, and there's not going to be any problem, and nobody's going to question it, and we're going to run it very properly.
Trump wants to redevelop Gaza and turn it into what he's called the Riviera of the Middle East. The King of Jordan reacted to the president's idea Egypt and Jordan take in displaced Palestinians.
I have to look at the best interest of my country. I think the president is very happy that we do this thing with 2,000 children as quickly as possible.
Trump suggested Palestinians would not be allowed to return to Gaza after the war-torn area is rebuilt, something many in Gaza say is unacceptable and violates international law. Erica Brown, CBS News, Washington.
The president says other Middle Eastern countries besides just Jordan and Egypt may be involved in taking in Palestinian refugees. We'll have more news ahead.
But first,
we definitely got some snowy commutes potentially for tomorrow, depending on where you are. And then we have more snow, in fact, for Valentine's Day, which could see another event that we get 2 to maybe 5 inches once again. We'll break all that down and how cold these temperatures might be coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. And a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet.
Get $3,000 total cash allowance on this 2025 Silverado. Plus, current Chevy owners can get $5,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit HometownChevy.com.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic. Don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu. We can't watch something without also watching something else.
Ironic.
Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less.
That's ironic.
Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Traffic jam.
Ugh, and I'm already late.
In 2001, my father established La Crosse Fireplace Company. Since then, our family has had the privilege of helping families create a warm gathering place in their home. Today, my brother Jeremy and I are the second generation to carry on the values and traditions that was started 23 years ago. Whether it's a remodel or a new installation, La Crosse Fireplace Company looks forward to serving you for many years to come. La Crosse Fireplace Company, because your place is by the fire.
Increase your home's energy efficiency and enjoy year-round comfort with Asher Lasting Exteriors. Our windows and doors combine quality craftsmanship and cutting-edge innovation from the trusted brand Renewal by Andersen, and our team provides expert installations backed by industry-leading transferable warranties. Take advantage of our biggest savings ever and receive up to 25% off your entire project. Connect with our team today and request a free, no-obligation consultation at goasher.com.
Your mom got a new tractor? Yep. Can she see in the dark? Can do. Hook up all the implements? Can do. Steer with ease? Can do. Bale hay all day? Can do. Shift like a race car? Can do. I'm out of here.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Yeah, we're looking at accumulating snow events that'll be occurring here. We got one tomorrow and then another one for Valentine's Day. Each is not a huge or significant winter event for a whole type of winter, but it's something we see quite a bit, but we're going to keep adding on to that snowpack. So I think by this time next week, most of the Midwest is going to have a really nice deep snowpack across the area. But for tomorrow, we still have light snow, and it's really just light snow, but continuous light snow. So we still see some hazardous travel. The big thing with this one will be the temperatures will be much colder than we had Saturday. So you're going to think that road conditions will probably be more snow covered. At salt, it's going to be trouble to really melt that. And it's mainly south of I-90. Further north you go, the less in the way of snow. Now for the alerts right now, we got winter weather advisories south and east of La Crosse. You got to get down to Grant County in Wisconsin or just west of Prairie du Chien to get where you have a winter storm warning where they could see more in the line of 5 to 7. And then most another as you get closer to Lake Michigan. But all in all, it's going to be a light event, but still travel issues will be there. But you see, it's really a sharp cutoff from who's going to get 6, potentially more, who gets basically nothing. So that's the really challenge with the system. Once again, like the last one, is where that cutoff is going to see. Now, if we kind of zoom in, it's really good for Prairie du Chien. I think that's the best shot to get 4 to 6. La Crosse more in that 2 to 4 range. And as you get towards Eau Claire, maybe around a trace to an inch. Even if you go further north in Rusk County, you may not see anything, not even just cloudy conditions all day. So these amounts, like I said, a decent event that will have some travel issues, but nothing of a huge significant factor. Now, road-wise, once again, this colder air is going to keep these slick spots and potential snow-covered roads a little bit more often than we saw Saturday, given the salt won't work with the temperatures in the single digits and teens. I think around noon to early afternoon is when the visibility could drop. Towards the evening, it's more scattered, I think, in nature, so it won't be as bad with visibility as we noted, too. Winds will not be a problem with this once again, too, although the snow is going to be more fluffier side, which will allow at least the vehicles to blow it around, at least in the beginning. Here's your amount that's going to be approaching. By the time we get to about morning commute, I think south of I-90, you'll start seeing it begin to spread across the area. Then as we go past the morning commute, you'll start seeing it kind of approach then north of I-90, but it probably won't be till about 8:30 to 9 and it gets north of I-90. Further north you go, it may not be till maybe noon for Eau Claire, a little bit of snow, or further north to the afternoon, or not much at all. And then by the afternoon, as I noticed, it becomes more scattered towards the evening commute. So I think further south you go, the evening commute may still have the snow occurring. I think Eau Claire probably will not see it, and it'll be continue to stretch this way until about 8:30, and then push east. Pretty much. And then another story going in there, it's going to be the clearing skies behind Wednesday night, which is going to set up some very cold temperatures going into Thursday. That's the other story going on. Here's your Thursday lows. Once the skies clear out, we're going to see temperatures drop well below zero. In fact, they could get lower if we clear out a little bit earlier, but everyone's going to be in the negative of temperatures. And then Thursday, just plenty of sun, but it's going to be a cold day too. Then we got more snow coming in for Valentine's Day. That could be another potential, maybe 2 to 4, maybe even more inches of snow depending on location and timing. And then cold after the weekend, and cold continues next week too. So a pretty typical February pattern that we have cold and more snow, and then it gets cold. It's kind of back and forth, you know. So
well, at least they know what to expect, right?
Pretty much it's going to be standard. So we're definitely going to have a nice snowpack, I think, by the time we get to this point next week.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, putting on the headset. A former quarterback returns to the UWL sideline. Plus, Eagle women's basketball ready to make a push toward a long playoff run. Jacob is next.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
We're starting the new year with our biggest sale of the year at Interior Designs Holman. All our carpets are on sale, so you'll save money and get more for free. Free measuring and estimating at your home. Free furniture moving, even that heavy couch and king-size bed. Free removal of your old carpet and padding, and we'll recycle it. Free life of carpet labor warranty for as long as you own the carpet. All at the lowest prices of the year and 12 months no interest financing. Save money and get more for free during the biggest carpet sale of the year going on now at Interior Designs Holman.
Doorbusters. Buy this gorgeous sectional and you'll get the ottoman free. Saturday through Monday only, the President's Weekend Doorbuster deals at Slumberland Furniture. Up to 60% off list. Get a free recliner with this reclining sofa. This stylish sofa, just $345. A Sealy mattress for just $299. Deals this hot are while they last only. The President's Doorbuster deals start Saturday only at Slumberland Furniture. Doorbusters.
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
Covering all the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, a familiar face is back in the UWL football program as the Eagles today announcing the hiring of their new offensive coordinator. Tarek Yagi, who put the pads on for UW lacrosse back in 2016 and 2017, is back, this time putting on the headset. He joins the Eagle coaching staff after being a member of UW Stout's coaching staff since 2020, which included duties as the OC since 2022. The former Watertown, Wisconsin native was the 2012 Gatorade Player of the Year in the state, finishing with gaudy numbers at the quarterback position. Yagi is scattered all across the UWL record books for his time under center and still holds the record for most completions in a season with 218. His wife, Catherine, was a 4-year member of the UW lacrosse softball team. Elsewhere on the campus of UWL, the Eagle women's basketball team is rolling, having won their last 3 contests. UW lacrosse is projected to be right on the fringe of a national tournament berth, and a win against Whitewater on the road tomorrow would certainly improve their resume. But head coach Maureen Lanning isn't worried about the current win streak right now. She's more concerned with her team continuing to improve.
Yeah, just trying to take care of business every day, try to have the best practice we can today. And not get too far ahead of ourselves, just really trying to stay in the moment and keep getting better too. At this time of year, I think it's easy to think like, well, this is just where we're at. No, we can keep getting better every day as individuals and as a team.
And UWL has already matched their win total from last season with 4 more regular season games remaining. The WIAC tournament begins February 25th. Meanwhile, the Badgers are in the midst of preparing for the 7th-ranked Purdue Boilermakers on Saturday. Wisconsin will have had a full week off when they jump it up from Mackey Arena, but John Blackwell says just because they've got a break from games doesn't mean the intensity and attention to detail will go to the wayside.
Just mentally be locked in. It's not a week to take a break. It's a week to obviously get better. Just look at what they've done and how they succeeded and try to stop it. And then work on our stuff. Like, this is a great week to sharpen some of our offensive things and sharpen some of our defensive things, so, yeah.
Meanwhile, Purdue just tipped off against Michigan from Ann Arbor, a game Wisconsin is surely paying some close attention to. Going to be a big game. Badgers Boilermakers have had some good games in the past, so looking forward to seeing how that one will go. No Zach Edey this time
I was
around,
going to say, I'm getting flashbacks to all those games. Zach Edey was like 7'4".
Yes.
Currently in the NBA now.
He's
as
massive.
a first-round
That's really
pick.
tall, yeah.
But Purdue would just run their entire offense through him. He'd get a lot of favorable calls from the referees.
And he's with Memphis now with Johnny Davis.
That's right.
There,
oh, okay. So now we're a Zach Edey fan because we want him and Johnny to do well
Let's not say fans of Zach Edey. Let's say we can coexist with him. How about that? So,
okay. But
looking forward
the
to
fact that Purdue is still highly ranked, even without a guy like Edey, speaks
Good
to the
program.
coaching.
We'll see how it is.
All right. Thanks, Jacob.
All right, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
Give your child the independence they want with Ultra's Live Your Life Spend account. It's a free account designed for money-savvy teens and young adults with all the extra features you'll love. No minimum balance and no monthly fees. Plus, cashback debit card rewards. Ultra Federal Credit Union.
Are you ready for college but don't know where to start? CVTC's Fast Pass on Thursday, January 9th in Eau Claire and River Falls will help you take your next step. In just 90 minutes, apply, enroll, and explore financial aid. Apply for free at the event and get entered to win a $500 scholarship. Start your future with flexible, hands-on programs that will help you get to a career you love. Register today at cvtc.edu/fastpass.
Live at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Richie McDonald, formerly of Lone Star. Larry Stewart of Restless Heart. Tim Rushlow, formerly of Little Texas. Together as the Frontmen at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Black River Falls. Valentine's, February 14th. The music of Lone Star, Restless Heart, and Little Texas. Tickets now at Ticketmaster.com or Ho-Chunk Gaming, Black River Falls. The Frontmen, Friday, February 14th. Must be 21 or over to attend.
Dreaming of a new ride? Apply today at driveultra.org and make your dream a reality. Hey, dogs can dream too. Ultra Federal Credit Union.
All right, for the morning commute, if you're south of I-90, you might see a little snow during the morning commute. It's really after that it gets to I-90 or further north or east. Then as you go further north, you may see at noon. In some areas, may not see anything at all if you go all the way up to like Rusk County. Otherwise, cold Thursday and then more snow Friday evening. Will definitely probably impact some travel or evening plans on Valentine's Day.
All right, plan accordingly, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you at 10.